Eddie Osaren, who joins us, is the former president, Finance Houses Association of Nigeria, to look at this matter. Good morning and thanks for joining us. A whole lot happening, and listening to the CBN director there and the acting president of the Bureau de Change, what comes to mind is small businesses. And when they talk about businesses, and he also talked about the amount, the limited amount that they're supposed to operate in, and for the Bureau de Change president, he's saying with the new directive, that might mean they're going out of business. Do they also fall within the Finance Houses Association of Nigeria?
No. They are on their own.
They're on their own.
Among the subsectors being regulated by CBN, because they issue the license.
But the activities that happen there, and that of the CBN directive, would it have an effect into the dealings of the finance houses?
No, I think the issue is very clear. That is the problem we have in this country.
It doesn't look clever for the BDC operators.
It's very clear. I think the problem we have in this country is that maybe when policies have been made initially, it's not well thought through. Because if you look at the issue of Bureau de Change, we all travel everywhere. You see, the role of Bureau de Change actually to help whatever, to make quick exchange of money, not to be involved in huge commercial activities. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened everywhere. And there's nowhere in the world you see the central bank funding Bureau de Change. That is a known fact. But I think it's one of the problems we have in this country. When we have too much money, we just go crazy. And part of the sharing thing I kept talking about is actually what I can see is actually affecting the Bureau de Change. Now that the thing is getting dried up, people are now beginning to think which are the areas, and that's why this whole problem. First, that policy was very wrong in the first place. Let's be realistic. If you look at the general objective of most of the firm, is maximization of shareholders' wealth. So that means for every shareholder, you think of how to maximize your wealth in any business setting you want to go into. So, given that sector, they were supposed to source money for free fund, tourists and all those things. That's why it's small. They are small in nature. What I mean, they should be able to source. They should have, if you have a business, you should have a marketing department who will go out looking for sources where you can make your income. But in this case, with the way they started operating since about 2000 or something, when Chatuduzo changed the policy, I think it was a misnomer. People will just go in there, take the money that belonged to you and I, and take it.
But you have to look at another point they raise. They say in other parts of the world, as you put it, they have an easy way or ways whereby they can source for funds, and notably tourism. Tourists who come into such countries or to such places to trade, to visit tourist sites, they can easily get that. But in Nigeria, they say we don't have such destinations that would give that kind of volume and feed the market. So that is why they still expect that the old way is still okay for them.
No, I like the way the Association of Bureau de Change put it towards the end. He saw the need for capacity building. He saw the need for collaboration. What is capacity building? He believed that CBN should be able to educate them on what they need to do to enable them stay alive. One other thing which I saw as misnomer is this regulation of capital base and here and there. A business of that nature, we don't need to force them with those services. Their own is to be able to source money and sell and make little margin. You know what I'm saying? That actually is what giving those guys right access to say, no, you forced us to do this. You know. So the way he put it towards the end of the program, he believes they need to be educated. That means capacity building. They should be able to tell them where will they be able to source their fund. Let me give you an example. There are people that import this country, like the CBN man rightly said, we are in for it. We need to start thinking of doing things that will enable us to earn foreign exchange. So do business that will maybe earn some little money by way of foreign exchange for you to stay alive. So if you have BDC who still would depend on allocating from CBN, then we are depleting the little reserve we have. So rather, let's go back to status quo, how it's supposed to be, and let them operate. First of all, they are free fund. People who export things and get their money, if you go to market, those guys will say, okay, give us some from foreign exchange and we'll sell and make some money for you. That's part of the thing. Even the travel, the sort of thing we're talking about now, it's a way to even, they should work in tandem to see how do we build tourism and other things to be able to enable people bringing money here and exchange. Like I said, Nigeria should not be seen as operating in isolation.
Yeah, would it be right to say then that the activities of some of the financial institutions led to the proliferation of the BDCs? Because he said something about when you travel with your card outside, the exchange rate you're getting is about 270. The CBN's rate is 197. So at the end of the day, you force the man who wants to travel to turn to the BDCs, and that expands that.
No, you may be right, that is because people capitalize on loopholes in this economy to make their money. You will not be surprised to even find that a lot of, when the man was talking, he spoke about some of the bank executive directors, some of them who are, a lot of these BDC are owned by a lot of these people. And some of them have about 2 or 3 licenses.
So the banks use the BDCs as a back end to market foreign exchange.
But those are not known to you and I, but that's what some of them will practice to be able to make some heavy money. But the truth is that's why I want to appreciate CBN for the policy. I'm sorry to say that because most time I don't really go the way of many people. I see the CBN formula like the TSA. Instead of fighting yourself, monitoring and checking, and you're unable to, why don't you just take away the source of the thing? Let them now think of how they can get their money.
But there are those who think that this policy is like a fire brigade approach. Having failed to do what you're supposed to do at the beginning, you now get to this point, you're now rushing just to make sure that things don't fall apart.
No, that's why I said, you see, they have been regulating them over time. I thought you may be right to that extent. They should have known before now that this is a misnomer. Because as far as this country is concerned, people can always document anything to beat the laws. You know that. So all those returns they submit, they are there. But the truth is that why don't you think about it alongside our sort of foreign exchange? You know what I'm saying? And then find out the importance of this. You have to prioritize it. And then even countries of the world where you have a lot of these, for even Saudi Arabia they talk about, I've never seen where they just give out money to people and they sell and share. So that's the issue I want us to always look at here. The overall benefit of the policy to you and I, the common man in the country, not to few individuals who saw a loophole in the policy and quickly took advantage. So that's why the man said they were seeking rent and round tripping. And that's the common way of...
You know, talk about rent and round tripping. What also comes is transparency. Does it also worry you when we have directive as such that tells you source elsewhere? And how do you monitor what comes from the BDC?
By way of sourcing elsewhere. No, I think they should be, that's why they check their books. If you have rules about people moving money, there are certain, like your man rightly said, they are supposed to fill a certain gap in the economy. You're not to be doing big transactions. You're not to be handling the importers and all those stuff. So you're supposed to be taking care of $5,000, $2,000 and thereabout. And you can also do that by linking with a wide network of people all over the world. And link money to, I know some people who are not even BDC who also operate this foreign exchange thing. Without even, because you can also get somebody abroad who has money and get money here in Nigeria, and it's on. That's all it matters. So what I'm saying is that person who goes to CBN to take our money, is not cheating you and I, than those who use their skill to find out where you can get money all over the world to also sell the people in Nigeria who need money. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is the issue I'm trying to talk about. He who wants equity should come with clear hand. So I think it's time we begin to tell ourselves the truth, that this economy is not the way it used to be. Those who put those laws in those days, maybe they out of felt that foreign money was just coming. But I think it was a misnomer in the first place. So, and that's why I'm happy with the way the association guy ended it up by saying, oh, they want to collaborate with CBN. They don't want to confront them. They also need them to teach them what to do.